Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here. We got a list of, I think, like 9 properties. First one up is Wetton Hall Landing, 339.9. It is a moonseed end, and they quote the end unit as 1,278 square feet. I think it's a little bit closer to 1,300. It's the 3-bedroom version. You can see that over here. And so the 2 other bedrooms are not that big upstairs, but it's the only one with an eat-in kitchen. You can see the eat-in is right here, and then the kitchen's there, dining room, and then the family goes through almost the back of the house. No backyard in homes like this. If you've watched Daily Homes, you probably know these as the Mattamy Village homes. It's a little bit high for that model, but we've seen a couple that have sold in the 340s, that model. So if it's nice, maybe they might have a chance. Cullis Court is at 359. Semi-detached, basically a kitchen with a big open room. And what we've started to see is, as this market has changed in the last couple weeks especially, homes that look older are really hanging around. It's a lot harder to sell them. I think it's that transition from a seller's to a buyer's market that's really starting to catch people off guard. There's a bit of a chair rail out here. You could work with that stuff in the kitchen. That's the other thing too, is that nothing is that hard to fix in these homes. It probably doesn't show fantastic, but I think the price, this is the lowest price semi-detached you'll find in town. Cullis Court is actually a nice little spot. You have to be careful with the roofs in this area. This is the area I talked about last week where you have a lot of getting around 10-year-old homes. You'd expect the roofs to last 15, 16 years, but after 10 or 11, they're really having a tough time. So October 19th is the possession. We always look at that date as being an important date with any listing if they're quoting that. Different than like a 30 to 60 day where there's no specific date in mind. So Rose Heath is 370, 111, kind of an interesting, unique price. Definitely the Chuck pick of the day. Very strong contender. It's a link home, so it shares a foundation wall, or there's a concrete slab or something between these 2 walls, but they look like detached homes if you look at them from the grass up. Now, nice tree-lined street. It's generally a pretty nice place to live on Rose Heath. You've got your kitchen plus a long living dining, and then you've got 3 bedrooms upstairs plus 1 full bathroom. Finished basement looks okay, even if that carpet's a little bit older. I think it kind of adds to the charm a little bit. And then again, nice trees in the yard. You've got a wood deck. Very nice. These guys should sell very quick. November 1st is the date they've quoted. Again, a very specific day. If somebody could give them that day, who knows what'll happen, but I'm sure the sellers would be happy about that. Now, the one thing in here I wanted to mention is that the furnace, AC, and water tank are rented at $94 per month. So when you go in with an offer on a home like this, you really need to look at how much would the buyout be for something like that, because it's not normal to see that kind of extra cost in there. The hot water tank is typically $20, $25, so the furnace and AC would take probably, what, 70 bucks of that? And $70 over 4.5 years is a pretty substantial investment. So it's something worth considering. And when you look at $94 a month, you think about that from a cash flow perspective, that's the equivalent of probably $15,000, $20,000 on a mortgage. So this one would feel like you bought a home. If you paid $370 for it, it might feel like $385 or $390 because of that extra fee. So anyway, something to think about, but just a little bit of an extra sort of thing like car payments. They're amortized on a shorter schedule, so they end up costing a lot more. Cargill Path is at $409.9. It's a Hillsview model. Lots of competition, especially in this kind of $390 to about $420 range. Lots of homes for sale. I don't think these guys have the goods to deliver. There's just not enough upgrades. It's not an end unit. I mean, there's stuff on Hobbs backing onto green space with finished basements, similar size to this. And it's just, I can't see this one selling for this price. Even there's that Linwell on Van Fleet for $389 that just got an offer. I mean, that's a home that's probably 150 square feet bigger than that one with more upgrades. And even that, it took them a couple weeks. So Lavery Heights, $419. You got a 45 by 90 foot lot, so it looks like the side yard is actually a little bit wider. It looks like it's the one right at the end of the street before you hit the cross intersection. So kitchen's okay. I mean, you've got the mismatched appliances. It's always a good idea to keep them matched if you can. And I don't see this one really going too far. End unit townhouse, but I just feel like there's better value. Even some of the stuff on Duncan, I haven't checked the map, but I'm pretty sure that's probably Duncan right here. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't seem like one that's really going to get action at that price. So $4.99. This one on Clark. Now Clark is a busier street. Now, it's beautiful inside. It's 1820 square feet, plus you've got a fully finished basement with a kitchen there. And so I think being under 500 is definitely a good place, but very, very well upgraded, extremely nicely done. And you've got the crown moldings, you've got your wainscoting, glass shower, you've got upgraded countertops. I mean, basically everything you could do to this house is done. So this one gets a passing grade. I think that it's definitely higher than what most of them sell for. They put the money into this one in a big way. So I think they're going to be successful. It doesn't have the premium lot. It doesn't have the stuff that homes of similar size with a single car garage usually have to push up the price, but I think that it's such a nice home that they're probably going to do really well. Now this one on Holloway, they only bought this one maybe a year and a half ago. Don't quote me on that, but you walk in the front door, you've got some lighter hardwood floors, lighter staircase, and then you've got a little nook here, but it's basically just one big open room. In the kitchen, granite countertops, it's a Heathwood home, so it's nice. Eat in. The tough part with this one is that your fireplace is here and it kind of takes up most of this wall. You almost have to divide your family room in two. It's very hard to place furniture. If you look at some of the photos, you'll see it's a tricky place to configure things. So that's the biggest complaint with this model, is that there's just not a whole lot of space. It's kind of long and narrow, and the kitchen takes up basically the whole back part. So you just have a little area right there. $4.99. It's probably about the same price as what someone paid for it a year and a half ago. So it compares pretty well. It's probably only like 1,800 square feet or something like that. One on Savaline here, you move up to a 4-bedroom. The previous one's a 3-bedroom, and quite nice inside. You know, nice open concept layout. You have 2 separate rooms here, plus the kitchen. So this one might be just over 2,000 square feet. You think about something like the Mattamy Royal Fern. Very nicely appointed inside. Move-in ready is really the way to go in this kind of market. There's a lot of homes for sale, a lot of double garages that have slipped. This one's in a nice place because it's just above 5. There's not a lot for sale there. A lot of the big competition is happening between about 530 and about 570 or so, 580. And so these guys are in a good spot. The 4 bedrooms helps them, and they've done some great upgrades. And finally, we've got this one on 5th Side Road. So it's basically on 25 and 5th Side Road. $650 is the price. It's almost 2 acres, so it must be in a regular lot because it looks more like 1 acre. It looks like there's probably a little bungalow on here. Future development, there could be a lot of potential for this particular spot. A lot of talk of you know, shopping and stuff like that happening around here. So definitely check the zoning, talk to the people at the town, get a feel for what the value of this land could be. But it's nice to have a bungalow on there because a lot of times it's easier to finance when there's a house on it compared to total vacant land. So that's the list for today. If you have any questions, give us a call, and we're always here to help. You can meet us at Starbucks, you can come on a tour, you can come to the next buyer class, which is happening in late September. Have a great day.